Have you ever felt your heart beat fast when someone asked you to speak English? Have you ever opened your mouth and then nothing came out? I know that feeling. I know the silence. I know the small voice inside that says, "You are not good enough." If you stay with me until the end of this video, I will share the simple methods that helped me speak English with confidence. Not perfect English, not fancy English, just real, confident English. And maybe my story will feel like your story too. Hello, my dear friend. I am so happy you are here. If you are learning English right now, I want you to feel proud. Yes, proud, because learning a new language is not easy. It takes courage, it takes patience, and it takes heart. Today, I want to tell you how I improved my English. Not in a classroom, not in a big city, but in my small room with many doubts and many mistakes. When I was younger, I was afraid of English. I studied it in school for many years, but I could not speak. I knew grammar rules, I knew many words, but when someone asked me a simple question like, "How are you?" my mind went blank. One day, my teacher asked me to introduce myself in front of the class. It was only 5 sentences, just 5 sentences. But when I stood up, my hands were shaking, my voice was weak. I forgot simple words like hobby and favorite. Some students looked bored, some students looked at their phones. I wanted to disappear. That day, I went home and told myself, maybe English is not for me. I would smile and say, "I'm fine," and then quickly look away. Inside, I felt small. One day, something happened that changed me. I met an old friend at a cafe. He had just come back from working abroad. His English was not perfect, he made mistakes, but he spoke with confidence, he laughed, he told stories, he was not afraid. I asked him, "How did you improve your English?" He smiled and said something very simple. He said, "I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be better." Please repeat that with me. I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be better. That sentence stayed in my heart. That night, I went home and looked at myself in the mirror. I said softly, "I am not stupid. I am just afraid." And for the first time, I was honest with myself. I was not bad at English. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of sounding silly. Have you ever felt that way? The next day, I made a decision, a small decision. I would practice speaking English every day. Not for 1 hour, not for 30 minutes, just 10 minutes, but I would speak out loud, not in my head, out loud. For many years, I was only a silent learner. I watched videos, I read books, I listened to podcasts, but I never spoke. I was like a swimmer who never entered the water. I wanted to be good, but I was too afraid to try. The first method that changed everything for me was shadowing. I did not know the word shadowing at that time. I just knew that I would listen to a short audio, pause it, and repeat it, again and again. In the beginning, it felt strange. I listened to a simple sentence, "Today is a beautiful day." I paused, I repeated, "Today is a beautiful day." My pronunciation was not good, my voice was shaking, but I continued. Let's practice together. I will say a sentence, you repeat after me. I am learning English every day. Good. Again, I am learning English every day. One more time, with confidence. I am learning English every day. You see, it is simple, but simple does not mean easy. The hard part is not the method, the hard part is being consistent. After 1 week of shadowing, I noticed something small. When I listened to English, I could understand a little faster. After 1 month, something bigger happened. I started thinking in English. Not full sentences, just small phrases. I am tired. I am hungry. Let's try. It was like my brain was slowly changing. But the real test came one afternoon. I was at a small bookstore when a foreign customer walked in. He looked confused. He came to me and asked, "Excuse me, do you know where I can find books about local history?" My heart started beating fast. This was the moment. I could stay silent, or I could try. I took a deep breath and said, "Yes, I think it is over there. Follow me, please." My grammar was not perfect, but he understood. He smiled and said, "Thank you so much." I smiled back and said, "You're welcome." It was only a short conversation, but to me, it felt like climbing a mountain. That night, I did not feel small. I felt proud. Another method that helped me was talking to myself. Yes, it sounds funny, but it works. When I was alone, I would describe what I was doing. Now I am cooking dinner. I am cutting vegetables. The soup smells good. It was simple vocabulary, simple sentences, but it trained my mouth to move. It trained my brain to think in English. Sometimes I would stand in front of the mirror and pretend I was in an interview. "Tell me about yourself." "My name is Min. I am a hardworking person. I love learning new things." Repeat after me. "I love learning new things." Again, "I love learning new things." At first, I felt silly, but slowly I felt stronger. There were also many bad days, days when I listened to a podcast and understood nothing, days when I forgot simple words, days when I compared myself to others and thought, they are so much better than me. One night, I almost gave up. I opened my notebook and saw months of notes, so many words, so many sentences, but still I could not speak smoothly. I felt tired, I felt slow, I felt behind. And the worst part? I started comparing myself to everyone else. I was watching a video in English. The speaker talked so fast, I could not catch the words. I felt frustrated. I said loudly, "I will never speak like that." Then I remembered my friend's words. I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be better. Not better than him, better than yesterday. So I changed my strategy. Instead of long videos, I chose short ones, 1 minute, 2 minutes. I listened again and again. I wrote down useful phrases. I practiced them slowly. For example, I heard this sentence, "It takes time to build confidence." I repeated it many times, slowly. "It takes time to build confidence." Faster. "It takes time to build confidence." With feeling. "It takes time to build confidence." Now you try. "It takes time to build confidence." Very good. Another powerful moment happened when I joined an online English speaking group. I was nervous before my first meeting. My hands were cold. When it was my turn to speak, I said, "Hello, everyone. I am a little nervous, but I am happy to be here." My voice was not steady, but the other members smiled. One person said, "Don't worry, we are all learning." That sentence touched me deeply. We are all learning. From that day, I understood something important. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. You speak first, then you feel confident. Please repeat. Confidence comes after action. Again, confidence comes after action. Over time, my English improved, not because I was talented, not because I studied 10 hours a day, but because I did small things every day. I listened, I repeated, I spoke, I made mistakes, and I continued. 1 year later, I had another surprising moment. A tourist stopped me on the street and asked, "Can you recommend a good local restaurant?" This time, I did not panic. I smiled and said, "Yes, of course. There is a small restaurant near here. The food is delicious and the price is reasonable." The words came naturally, not perfect, but natural. After he left, I realized something. I was not translating in my head anymore. I was communicating. That night, I realized something powerful.
English was no longer my fear, it became my tool. I was not the shy student anymore. I was someone who could connect with the world, and that feeling was worth every mistake I made. That is the goal. Not perfect grammar, not a native accent, communication. If you feel slow right now, that is okay. If you feel shy, that is okay. If you feel behind, that is okay. Progress is quiet. It grows in small steps. When you practice shadowing, do not rush. Listen carefully, repeat clearly, feel the rhythm, feel the emotion. English is not only words, it is music, it is feeling. Sometimes when I walk alone at night, I still practice. I look at the sky and say, I am grateful for this journey. Repeat with me, I am grateful for this journey. Learning English changed more than my language. It changed my mindset. I became braver. I became more open. I started believing that I could learn anything if I was patient enough. So, if you are watching this video and thinking, my English is bad, I want to tell you something gently. Your English is not bad. It is growing, and growth takes time. Do not wait until you feel ready. Start now. Speak now. Make mistakes now, because every mistake is a step forward. I improved my English not in 1 week, not in 1 month, but through many small, boring, consistent days, and you can do the same. You do not need special talent, you need daily action. Before we finish, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself speaking English with confidence. You are calm, you are smiling, you are expressing your ideas clearly. That future version of you is not far away. That person is built by what you do today. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are building confidence together, 1 sentence at a time. If you are waiting to feel ready, stop waiting. You will never feel fully ready. Start scared, start nervous, start imperfect, but start. And now, here are 3 key phrases from today's story. Let's shadow them slowly. I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be better. Confidence comes after action. It takes time to build confidence. Repeat them again tonight. Repeat them tomorrow. And remember, as long as you do not give up, you are already improving.